Alright, so I had a random thought the other day that just popped back into my head. And it's kind of a story idea or a premise, I'm gonna say. Now, I'm gonna just say it flat out, plainly, that I know that zombies are overdone and tired at this point, but it's a concept that I don't think that I've actually seen played with them, because typically it's all about, the zombies themselves, and then to me the disease is just kind of like in the background, right? Like it's the focus is always on the zombies themselves, the people that are infected, and the actual like shambling corpse that's left is what the show becomes about those, and then the people that have to live with them and how they deal with them and cope with them, right? But something that I've never seen done is a lot of the times, like the disease itself is kind of like a sleeper agent until the person dies, or whenever they get infected, it's a pretty quick process to where it essentially will just kill the host within, minutes to hours to days. Kill the host and then reanimate the corpse. But something that I would think would be something that I would find interesting is if it worked more like rabies, which most people don't really know how the rabies virus works. But it has pretty much a 100% lethality rate if you contract it and you don't get the vaccine for it. But the thing about it is one of the few diseases, at least that I know of. I'm pretty sure it is pretty much by itself in this, that you can actually get vaccinated after you contract it because of how slow it progresses through its life cycle and its stages. Um, it's one of those, if you manifest symptoms of rabies, you're already dead. Um, and that's just how that goes. That's why it's super important to try to find the animal that bit the person. That's why it's super important to get as much information as possible, because the vaccines themselves are also incredibly invasive, incredibly expensive. Um, and whenever I say invasive, at least to what I know, like it's not like a just like a one shot or one shot and a booster and you're done. As far as I know, it is really painful and lasts a really long time of going through it. But rabies itself, now I'm just going to give a brief synopsis of what I know and what I remember of it. Is essentially it's once you're bitten and you contract it, what it does is it actually hijacks your nervous system. It will make its way into essentially your nerves and then break into like, so there's like an outer coating into your nerves that are actually like firing the pulse of electricity. It'll break into those, get into where it's firing, and just kind of crawl up it until it eventually reaches your brain. Um, Now all of that is also after it tricks your immune system into essentially not recognizing that it's there, because like it is so slow and so good at hiding that for the most part, it'll be entirely undetected during this entire process that it's doing, and it takes months. Like this is like rabies isn't you get bit on a Friday and then by Tuesday, you're foaming of the mouth. No, it takes months to manifest any symptoms, which is why by the time it manifests symptoms, it's already too late. There's already so much irreversible damage to your nervous system that you're toast. And that's why I think it would be super neat to see a zombies anything where the virus actually behaves like rabies. Now, it would be entirely different because most people, whenever they are watching a TV show or a movie, they're there for the spectacle, which is why the zombies virus is often acts like it does, right? It's a bit, and then you want to see someone shaking and foaming at the mouth and then transform right there within 15 seconds, right? But no, I think it'd be way different to see how society would actually react to a slow moving zombies outbreak, because we saw with like COVID and stuff like that, like there'd be anti-maskers, there'd be anti-vaxxers, there'd be so many different groups of people saying it does exist, fighting against the CDC, fighting against the government, fighting against everything, going no, it's against our First Amendment rights or whatever to make us wear masks. And then some people would deny that it's even happening because, like, the outbreak, it wouldn't really be an outbreak, right? It would be like there'd be one person, essentially it would probably just be seen as rabies. It would be just like, oh, this person was infected by rabies, but these two people, we need to go get them checked out, get them the treatments that they need, right? and then it'd be through that they'd be like, this isn't rabies, but it's behaving exactly like rabies, at least in the beginning. So then there would be like, and then something else you could have in the background is who's patient zero, what's going on, and then that's just more drama to drip into the soup. But that's not what I'm on about. Like, I would love to see, society as a whole throughout a slow moving zombies outbreak, right? So it'd just be like, like one person or two people in, Seattle, one in fucking, Philadelphia, one in I want to say like Shanghai or something like that. Like just kind of just cropping up every once in a while. But if they infect other people, no one will know because like if because like rabies can like obviously it's through saliva and stuff like that and any kind of I want to say secretion, right? But also like they get it on their fingernails or something, like saliva on their fingernails, and then they scratch you. It's the same thing, right? So people that just get like scratched by someone else, they're not going to think about it. So now all of a sudden they're infected, and then 6 months later, now they're showing symptoms, and their saliva is contagious, and it will be very slow moving. And I think that that would be so interesting to watch unfold. But the issue is there's no spectacle, right? There's no driving force. So in order to progress a narrative like that, it would take so much time. It would take so much effort. And then it would be less about the zombies and more about everything else, right? More about, the government trying to contain it, more about, the other people around trying to spread the information of what's going on and people accepting it, not accepting it, there being turmoil, all while this actually incredibly dangerous thing is happening in the background, right? And then while they're trying to research it, figure it out, like, and it could be just like how it was with COVID, to where even as fast as they can possibly go, right? It still takes a lot of time to come up with a vaccine for it, right? To figure out that, oh, this is a new disease, we need to make new vaccines for it and get them out into the world as fast as possible. That still takes like a year, right? Even even being pushed and given as much funding as possible. I just think I just think that it would be really interesting to see something like that, to actually see at least someone, put it out there into the world. It's not going to be me. I've got my hands tied up with other shit. But I think it's just a different take. I think that it'd be a lot more dramatic because, like, to me, you can still have everything that, like, The Walking Dead has, right? But you could also have so much more. Like, it would be way. How do I say it? You could have a much bigger scope about it too. And I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting thought, and I just kind of want to put it out there. So that's all. That's all this video was. So I guess see ya.